Today we're looking at section 7.2, 0 as an exponent, and negative numbers as exponents. Hopefully both of these are some review for you. Hopefully this section isn't too bad. Basically anything raised to the 0 power is 1, as long as 0 isn't the base. That gets a little bit into a different category, but anything else raised to the 0 power is 1. Really big thing to watch out for is what the 0 is actually applied to. That will be the difference of what becomes 1 and what doesn't. So in these first four examples, 7 to the 0 power is 1. Everything inside this parenthesis goes to the 0 power, so it's 1. Same thing for the next two, so it's 1. Few differences to point out. In this case, there's no parentheses, so the 0 only applies to the 5. So the 5 to the 0 becomes a 1, but then we still have that negative out in front, so this final answer is -1. A lot of people rush through these problems, get in the habit of putting 1, and so you just have to be careful. Same thing for this last example. There's no parentheses, so it's 5 times x to the 0. X to the 0 is 1 times the 5 gives you 5. And then negative exponents. If we look at positive exponents, 2 to the 5th just means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 32. 2 to the 4th, we have 4 2's being multiplied, gives us 16. As we go through this pattern all the way down, we notice we just divide by 2 each time. We get down to 2 to the 0, which we just said was 1. Now, if I keep going with this pattern and take 1 off of that, it becomes 2 to the negative first. I just divide by 2, and that gives me 1/2. Dividing by half again gives me 1/4 and 1/8. And what I notice is that I'm getting 1 in the top each time, and then 2 to whatever power is in the bottom. So a negative exponent tells me to take the reciprocal. If it's a whole number, put it in the bottom. If it's already in the bottom, put it in the top. Unless the directions tell you, you should not leave a negative number in your final answer. Some of your IXL problems will tell you to write it with a negative exponent, so be careful to read the directions. But in most cases, to simplify things, you do not want a negative exponent. Once again, you also have to be careful to see what the exponent applies to. In this first example, 5 goes to the bottom. Second example, x goes to the bottom. The number stays with it. The negative just goes away, so it becomes x to the third in the bottom. And then in this last example, since there are no parentheses, the -2 only applies to the x. So the x is the only thing that moves to the bottom. And that's really it for this section. The problems are in the Algebra 1 section. I'll star them, recommend them, so you should just be able to see them as they pop up. But they are in the Algebra 1 section. There are 2 sections, but they should be pretty straightforward and easy. You guys are getting down to the last few sections we will be doing. Next week is the last week of classes for seniors. So it's really important to make sure that you're getting all of these sections done so that you can have a good grade to finish out your senior year. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Email me, use Flipgrid, whatever way you need to, and good luck.